Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday night. It is time for AEW Dynamite Watchalong, the 6th anniversary of AEW. Before we go and dig into that, a couple of housekeeping notes, as I like to do before we get started. Coming up Friday night, LPW number 41 at long last is finally here. Tickets still available at Tixer.com until I believe Thursday night, maybe Friday morning. I'm not sure. There should be a handful of tickets available at the door. If you cannot be there live, you can join us on IWTV at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, hosted by yours truly. Saturday Night Love, originally this week, we were supposed to play Get Drunk, Watch Wrestling, but there's some technological mechanics that we want to tweak before we actually do that. So we're putting that off for a week, and instead we are going to discuss professional wrestling conspiracy theories. I think it should be kind of fun because there's tons of wrestling conspiracy theories, from the ridiculous to the sublime and everything in between. So that should be a lot of fun. That's coming up Saturday night on Twitch, twitch.tv/lovewrestlingca at 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the big bad booty daddy of the whole thing, Love Wrestling presents Big Bad Boris' 40-hour Extreme. I will stream live on Twitch for 40 hours straight to raise donations for the Edmonton chapter of the Canadian Mental Health Association, a near and dear to my heart. They've been there for me in times of need, so I'm very, very excited to give back to them. That's coming up November the 14th. Tonight, I will probably announce what the first block is. I'm starting to kind of assemble what we're going to be doing over the 40 hours, little bits and pieces here and there. So I'll probably discuss tonight what the first 8-hour block is going to be. It should be kind of fun. So that's the housekeeping stuff. We will go on hold here, and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes with AEW Dynamite Watchalong 6th anniversary, 2.5 hours with a special guest. And not just, or should I say special? Well, I can't say guests because he'll yell at me, or one of them will yell at me. I don't know. It's complicated, okay? Leave me alone. So stick around. We'll be back in a couple more minutes with some AEW Dynamite. Good evening, good evening. It's time for AEW Watchalong with Boris. Da, 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 da.
If you need a feature, you just go Dynamite, Dynamite, jazz hands, it's Dynamite time with Boris.
The rings all set, the lights are bright, so settle in, it's Wednesday night. With matches stacked, the action's prime. AEW is love, it's Dynamite time. And with Big Bad Boris, we're ready to roll. Let's kick off the night and rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Let's kick off the night and rock and roll.
It is indeed time to kick off the night and rock and roll for another AEW Dynamite Watch Along, but I did not come alone. Usually you're stuck listening to me drone on and on about professional wrestling, which I know nothing about, but I have brought a guest, and it is not just any guest. It is Jack. Jack, look at you. Do you want a comb or a brush? I know that I know life is hard right now, but can we fix ourselves up a little bit, my brother?
Oh, this what's wrong with Boris? I won't be mean, but the jealousy is see-through, man. I got these luscious locks and they just can't be tamed.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. I had luscious locks many, many years ago. Thanks for hanging out, brother. This should be fun. It's the 6-year anniversary, 2.5 hours, funtacular. And we talked a little bit recently at at a show we went to. You're a big AEW guy.
Yeah, pretty much since the start. Huge AEW guy. I don't want to sound like a bad wrestling fan, and I'm not trying to be all tribalistic about it, but even back in the day, I was never really truly a WWE guy. I was always back when WCW was around, I would watch that with my grandma. So I was always WCW first. And then when WWE was kind of the only game around, that's when I gave them my full attention. And then AEW has offered this wonderful escape from that. So
you said you watched WCW. How old were you? 7? Because you're a young guy, or are you younger than I think you are? Or older?
I'm 37 years old right now, Boris.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Holy shnikey. I thought you were 26. For real. Shoot. We'll shoot.
Yeah, I have this wonderful baby face, and I'm not upset about that. But yeah, I've been watching pro wrestling since I have memories. So since I was 3 years old, there's pictures of me watching with grandma back in the day. And she was always a huge Hulk Hogan fan. So when he jumped ship to WCW, that's what we watched. And that is where I fell in love with the performer that is Chris Jericho. Okay. And he's been my guy ever since.
Now, this is what happens with these Dynamite watch-alongs when I have a guest, is we don't watch Dynamite. We just kind of have it on in the background and we BS, so that's okay. Is Grandma still with us?
No, unfortunately not.
Did she get a chance to see you wrestle?
No, and that's also
no, that's heartbreak. Is that a little bit I don't mean to bring up bad shit.
No, it's okay.
But that would have been sweet though, right? She would have been so proud.
My dad has told me many times that she would have been really proud of me, but he has also made the joke that maybe it's for the best that she didn't get to see me wrestle, because even back in the day, wrestling was very real to grandma. So yeah, some of my favorite memories are when whoever would be out, and I think it was usually Woman was there with Ric Flair when he was feuding with Randy Savage, and she would always get fired up, that Jezebel, and she would swear and stuff. And my dad would be there, and he would actually Mom, you gotta, Michael's right here. So,
you just named yourself. Yes, yeah, Fernando. The Blue Jays are in the playoffs. They won the American League East, so we're waiting to see the winner of the Yankees and the Red Sox. I don't know what the Young Bucks are doing something outside right now. I don't know what any of that was. Jack Pride there he is. Yeah, I don't know what any of that was, but they wasted all their money.
They're poor again.
Oh man,
they blew it on the pyro budget last week.
I mean, you know what? It's hard not to. Let's talk quickly about Friday. You're going to be and we can fabe this as much as you like. I probably should have said that before, but you're getting back in the ring for the first time in a long time. How are we feeling about this? I'm excited to see you.
Yeah, it's a very exciting moment. Taking on Rich King, and got Thaddeus Archer, and it's going to be, they've got certain plans that they have, and I have certain plans, and I hope they line up, and I don't really, I don't understand their plans, but it is what it is. We'll see. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited. I told you at that show that we were at, and one of the most important things in my book for a professional wrestler first time the audience sees you is your intro and your intro song. And
Okay.
I spent months poring over all the songs that I like to finally find a brand new theme for this return. And I finally did about a month ago, and I am very excited. Lyrically, if you listen to the lyrics, it is so spot on for where Jack is right now.
Okay.
And it is the combination of two of my favorite pop punk bands. So,
I mean, it's hard to beat that Deftones song. You had the best theme and entrance in Alberta local Western Canadian indie wrestling, as far as I'm concerned. That was the bomb. I popped for that. Did you hear what we're doing on Saturday night?
no, what is that? Well,
Originally on Saturday Night Love this week, we were going to play Get Drunk, Watch Wrestling, the card game, but we're working on the logistics of doing that remotely with some folks all over the place. So we're going to do wrestling conspiracy theories. I thought about this today. I'm going to make a list of every wrestling conspiracy theory I can find, no matter how ridiculous, and we're going to talk about that on Saturday. Because there's some wacky, like, dark stuff, but like some silly, funny stuff.
oh, I love a good conspiracy, especially in wrestling. So
what do we got here? We got the Young Bucks. Is this a trios match? The Young Bucks
trios
and
match.
Josh Alexander against Kenny Omega and Bro Dito.
Yeah, this is very excited for this one.
What venue where are they tonight?
They're in Florida. I think kind of how they did a few, like a residency, quote unquote, at the old ECW arena.
Yeah,
They're doing a brief residency, Universal somewhere, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think honestly, like I think it's kind of been a good choice for them. Like when they went to the smaller venues to just have them packed, give that intimate feel. But doing these residencies, I don't know, like it's a little bit different, and it gives some, I don't know, it just feels more solid when they've been doing this stuff. So I've enjoyed the product they've been putting on that way.
Did you check out TNA at all this past weekend?
Unfortunately, I was not able to do that. I heard good things about the first night, and then I heard some, I don't want to speak ill, but like I heard some clunky things from the second night.
First of all, that venue, fantastic for pro wrestling. And I think that if and when AEW comes back, that's where they should run, because if they move the entranceway back and they fill up that top deck, you could probably fit close to 5,000 people in there. And I'd rather have that place full of rabid fans than put 6,000 or 7,000 people in Rogers and have it be this big cavernous empty space. Yeah. I think that place would be loud and awesome.
Which venue was it?
The Expo Center, in the big room where the Stingers play. And I was shocked. The crowd on Friday night for like the PLE or whatever you want to call it, they were moltenly hot. They were jumping up, freaking out. Like Matt Hardy was like a god. I was really, really surprised at how hot the crowd was. The second night, not as many people, and the crowd wasn't quite as hot. I didn't stick around for the whole night on Saturday, but I'd like to think the company as a whole has to be happy with the size of the crowd and how loud they were. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. Yeah, I like hearing that. Like, regardless of whatever company, I just like hearing about good wrestling, good shows, hot crowds. Like it doesn't matter what level. That's why we do this, right? Like for the crowds, to hear that pop, to just drive fans wild.
Kenny Omega just did the Macarena. Now, we never got the Taker-Rooney. Do you think we'll ever get the Brody King Macarena?
Oh, are we about to get it? No.
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna cave eventually. It'll be the right time, the right moment, and he'll do it ever so briefly, and that crowd will come uncorked.
I love me some Brody King. Did you hear about what's going down tomorrow night?
No, what?
The greatest match in the history of Love Pro Wrestling is going down tomorrow night at the LP or the Love Wrestling Clandestine Wrestling Society Thursday Night Live event. In fact, this is so great. I want to read it verbatim so I can have all the information.
I see. Here I was, the way you were hyping it up. I thought you were going to be like, Sheik's finally doing a clandestine show.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because Sheik is doing a clandestine show. But have you heard what's going down?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Okay, I don't know if you're fading me right now or not, but this is literally the greatest thing ever. In fact, let me pause for a delicious Pabst Blue Ribbon. It is a Jacked and Juicy challenge match.
Oh, wonderful.
Sheik Akbar Shabazz versus the runaway model Nick Shostastic. Okay?
Yeah.
Round 1 will be a catwalk showdown. Who has the best model walk? Judged by Ben Oman, Spencer Love, and yours truly, Big Bad Boris.
Oh, tremendous.
There's 3 rounds before we get to the match. The loser of each round must chug a can of Jacked and Juicy Ale before moving to the next round, okay? So the first round is the model walk. Round 2 will be a push-up contest. Who can get the most in 30 seconds? Round 3 might be my favorite thing ever because you and I both can picture how this is going to go. Round 3 will be an LPW spelling bee. 3 words, 1 winner. I've seen the words. I got a hold of the words today. And then after this all goes down, they're going to have a singles wrestling match. Now, you know Mr. Shabazz is pretty well as I do. $10 is a steep. You're going to get other matches, whatever, right? But like this is worth the $800 WrestleMania ringside ticket to see this little piece of business.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta think with Nick's character and who he is. I think he's got to have round 1. Although Sheik will be surprising. I think he's got some wiggle in there. I think he can move.
You think so, hey?
But I give Sheik the push-ups for sure. He's got a big barrel chest. But that spelling bee, I think I gotta side with Nick with that one too.
Yeah, so that's all going down tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. at the Rec Room. $10 a head. Show up, throw a tenner in there, and there's a bunch of other matches. William Taylor will be defending the Championship of Salvation. Stephen Crow's on the card. MRB's on the card. Christian Star, etc., etc. So yeah, there's spelling bees, there's push-ups, there's catwalks, there's even a little bit of me judging people. And if that's not worth the price of admission, I don't know what is.
Yeah, they with even before the addition of the little contest before the match for Sheik and Nick, like it's a pretty hot clandestine card because it's Michael versus Christian Star. Is the challenge championship on the line, or are they just doing a head-to-head?
Please hold. I know the answer to this. Okay, here we go. It is a challenge title match according to the information that I have been given.
Oh yeah, that'll be a heater of a match. That'll be really good. And then
I have the spelling bee words. That's fabulous. Fabulous. I don't know who came up with this and how many Jacked and Juicy ales they had, but now when you watch AEW, do you notice that there is a disproportionate amount of food commercials during the commercial breaks? There's lots of pizza, lots of burgers. I feel kind of called out as a overweight wrestling fan.
Like I haven't really noticed it, but as soon as you said it, there tend to be like it's especially the picture-in-picture commercials tend to be food or beer.
2 of my favorite things. I wonder what they get in the States.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, because they would have totally different commercials from us.
Other than, fascism. But anyway, that's another story for another day. I don't want the military to come after me. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? I guess we could talk about AEW. What is? I don't have a very good memory, but what are some things that stick out to you about? It's been a wild ride for AEW. 6 years, they've gone through a lot of growing pains and changes, and like it seems like forever ago that like we had Cody and things like that in AEW. What do you think of the trajectory and the changes and the journey they've been on in 6 years? A lot of people didn't think they'd make it 6 years, but they're going strong.
Yeah, I think I think the fact that they've made it this far, and although people will argue that like the crowd sizes don't support it, I think they're at the point where they're not going anywhere, and it's not going to be. So I don't want to be unkind with this comparison, but like TNA, when they made the brand change to Impact, I found them less appealing, and they kind of just like dropped off.
Yeah,
and
they dive.
They're almost like, this is a very harsh way to put it, but like kind of a cockroach, just kind of wouldn't die. They did everything to keep it going, and like kudos to them. I'm a huge TNA fan from back in the day. They did lose me in the Impact era, but
me as well.
They just refused to die. I don't think AEW is even going to dip that far. I think they are going to be where they like. I don't see them, barring some sort of weird change in the world as a whole, I don't see them vaulting to the #1 spot, but I also don't see them falling from where they're at. I think they've gone through so much, and they've finally found a very solid voice. Like, especially this last run, a lot of people really spoke negatively of the Death Riders and Mox and how that all came together, and when he won the title and he put in the briefcase. And I think it was a necessary dip to make that climb back to Hangman winning. And that was essentially, in my opinion, that was righting the ship. That was because they were like in tumultuous times, because when Punk went AWOL, and that they handled that fairly poorly. And that was like that. They dipped hard from that, and just the fallout from that, because they played the footage and it was just a lot of not good looks out of that. And they were starting to like get really rocky with some of the stuff. But I really think that Death Riders drag everything down was perfect in hindsight, in order to build Hangman to be the guy to get to put them where they are now. And like, they've been through so much too. Like, trying to think, like, they survived COVID, like all the shutdowns and everything. Fair. Like right near the start too. Like, they were fire hot, and then the crowds got taken away, and it was like, oh god, I thought that could have been what killed them.
I thought that barbed wire explosion match might be the thing to kill them. I wonder if they're like remotely close to being solvent in terms of like being profitable enough that they're not losing. Like, I'm sure they're not profitable, but I wonder how much they're in the hole. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think that they're breaking even, but I don't know if it's like a loss enough that they're going to be like, this is too much of a loss, we got to cut this. Does that make sense?
Well, it's tough because like I'm enough of a mark that I pay attention to like most of everything they do, but I don't really crunch the numbers. But I've read lots of stuff that their streaming deal, their deal with like HBO, all of their like outside of the direct in-venue product, like where they're only putting 5,000-6,000 people in the seats, they're not selling out 20,000 every night. But all their streaming deals, all of their TV deals, all of that broadcasting stuff is super lucrative, everything I hear about it. And I think that is what's keeping them afloat. But
I think it's more financially feasible to rent a 5,000 seat venue and fill it than it is to rent, Rogers Place and put 5,000 people in it.
Yeah. And I think
they're not a publicly traded company, so we don't really have access to that kind of thing. But I'd love to know just out of curiosity, what the deal is financially.
Yeah, I got it. Like, it's got to be profitable enough for like at least a small enough loss that they keep going. And it's not like I actually listened to an interview with Bryan Danielson, and he was talking about just kind of the contracts and how they pay out their employees. And he was saying that a lot of the like profits, what is the word? Like all of their merchandising, all of the like the money coming in, like the workers are getting large portions of that, like much more proportional to the work that they're putting out as a performer, selling the merch, selling the product, all that stuff. In that interview, he mentioned like something like 30 or 40% of the revenue is the word I was thinking of the revenue is actually finding its way to the talent. And I mean, having the viewpoints in life that I do, that's really great for me to hear. That they're paying the actual athletes, the actual performers fair.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine at work today about the WNBA and how they had one of their I can't remember if it was a coach or a general manager. No, it was one of the players. Did a press conference after a game last night and just ripped into the leadership of the league and their collective bargaining agreements coming up. And I think that the WNBA cannot handle a lockout. And I don't know anything about the WNBA other than what I see on SportsCenter, but I know that it's more popular now than it's ever been. So that'll be an interesting story to keep an eye on. I want to ask you a question because this came up in Facebook members the other day. Tell me about Ms. Force. Because I saw it in Facebook memories the other day, and I'm like, man, I'm never going to get that like silly, fun, WWE extra moment that a lot of the guys get just because I'm not a wrestler, so there's no real, I couldn't pass a goddamn physical to save my life. So I'm never going to get that, and I'm a little bit like jelly about it. Tell me about Ms. Force, because it looked like it was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun. I actually got super lucky with that. Because I'm still, even now, like I'm not a super out in my personal life.
Sorry.
In my personal life, I'm not a super outgoing individual, so building contacts isn't always easy for me. So I don't even at the time didn't even know where to send an email to try and get extra work, and it was like a day before, 2 days before, I was sitting at work and I got a message from Michael. Hey, they let me know that they need more extras to come in. And he kind of skate by the process because of it. Are you available? So I told my boss, hey, not coming in on Monday because I got shit to do. And yeah, I went, and it was, I can't remember who walked through the hall, but whoever it was, they walked through and they had all of us that were there to be extras kind of lined against the wall where they were keeping us. And they walked through and they just, hey, we've got a spot for these guys. And they, I think Mo, I think that's when Mo and a couple guys got squashed by Omos. And so,
yeah, that sounds about right.
They sent a couple of guys off to do that, and then they went through who was left, and basically they didn't want anybody that was going to be although Bobby Shink broke the rule too, but I was going to say anybody to be bigger than The Miz. But anyways, me, Michael, and Stephen Crow, we all got picked, and I don't think they told us right away what we were going to do. They just kind of come with us. We've got a spot for you guys, and then on the way there, they're like, yeah, you guys are going to be like a henchman group that The Miz has hired. And as soon as I heard that, as far as WWE goes, my guy is The Miz. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my God. And I started fangirling about it. I was getting all antsy. And I had to, Steven had to be okay, Pride, you got to just take it down a notch, get super excited. But once he's here, be a professional. I was like, okay, yeah. I'll get it all out of my system now.
When you get to the end zone, act like you've been there before,
Yeah, pretty much. And so I got all the jitters out.
I'm a wrestling fan since I was knee high to a grasshopper, so I can get behind that.
Yeah. Oh, and then he came in, and it was just oh, Jurassic Express, love it. yeah, and then Miz came in the room, and I was just like, this brief moment of like, oh my God, that's my guy. He's my fave. And then it was like, I snapped into, okay, got to take direction, do all the things. And I was like, I'm going to kill this. I'm doing a spot with the Miz. This is going to be a forever thing. This won't go away. I'll be able to look back on this. So I'm going to, every direction they give me, I'm going to just spot on, nail that to the best of my ability. And yeah, I am so so stoked that I got to do that. And it's one of my favorite Facebook memories that comes around every year. And something like this year I had totally forgotten. Like it just like fell out of my brain that I'd done this. And then the memory came around and I was like, you know what? You know, life sucks sometimes, but I've done some really cool stuff. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things. And yeah, it's, I can't even, like, it just, anytime that memory comes up and I think about it, it's just like, that is so damn cool. I am so grateful for that opportunity. And it's, to date, the only time that I've been picked for extra work with any company. So if I was to do it only but one time, to work with The Miz that one time, like, awesome.
Did you guys do like practice takes of it before you recorded it, or?
We did. They gave us our thing. The Miz Force line, I think we ran it once. So like, okay, everybody get on. So you're doing it at the same time. And then I think we ran the spot 2, maybe 3 times, strictly because Miz asked to run it the one time because he gave his delivery of what he wanted to do. He's like, no. And like the consummate professional that he was for everything, they gave him like, this is what we want you to say, the basics of it. And he's going over and like you'd see him practicing like his hand gestures, his cadence. And that was super cool. Just to even watch him working was just invaluable experience. And he's going over all of his stuff. We did the first one. And he's like, yeah, that was all right. I want to do that again. And then he hit it a little bit better. And I think Bruce Pritchard was there. And I think he wanted it a different run because they kind of changed an angle or something like that. But it wasn't very long. I think it was like 20, maybe 30 minutes all in that we, from when we got given what we were going to be doing to when we filmed the take that they went with. Mm-hmm. And afterwards he came up and he shook everyone's hand and he's like, hey, thank you for like participating. Thank you for hitting your mark. Like he was just very grateful for all of us.
Oh my God, who is it? It's Andrade! My God! What is happening in the world of professional wrestling? Miz Force. Was Vince kicking around or was Vince gone by then? I don't remember.
That's so wild.
Fucking Andrade looks jacked.
Yeah, I don't know why he left in the first place, honestly.
I wonder if it's like a him problem just because Judge Ben Omen. I love me some Judge Ben Omen. Yeah, it seems because like wherever he goes, he ends up leaving. So I wonder if he's the problem. I don't know the man. I've never met the man. I think he's very talented, but
I heard the problem, quote unquote, this go around was just he doesn't seem to want to work on his English. And
is that what it is?
That's a problem for WWE, and yeah, I don't think that's as big of a problem for AEW. So, and like honestly, with what he did when he went back to WWE, this is the spot for him. I think this is going to be for him specifically, a better land of opportunity. Oh, and he's in the Don Callis. Tremendous.
Doesn't need English for that. Going back to your I agree. Andrade's hair does look cool. We've been talking about a lot of hair today, and I'm jealous of it all. Going back to the Miz Force thing, what you mentioned about like that's something that you did that's going to be, there forever, and it's something nobody can take away from you, and like I'll never get that, but I also think of just like all the matches I've called and be like, those matches are going to be out there forever, and it's going to be something, and that's cool. Was Vince around, or was he gone by then? I don't remember. This was a few years ago now.
I think he was like still around. We didn't see him, but I believe he was still. Yeah, he was definitely still under the banner.
Okay. Oh, Spencer got a haircut and the mullet is looking hot. Do you think it's time that Excalibur takes off the mask? Or is it just ingrained as part of a thing and that it should, if he was going to do it, he would have done it earlier? Because every so often I see him and I'm like, okay, dude, let's go.
Who was it? It was either a Dynamite or a Collision. Might even been one of their pay-per-views. Don Callis, I believe it was, actually made a comment about demasking him, and he got fired up, like almost shoot hot about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the mask. I like it. Stick to that's your gimmick from day one. Stick to the mask.
I don't know if he can wrestle anymore. I think he had an injury, and that's kind of where the wrestling career ended. He's actually become, in my opinion, quite a good commentator from starting with PWG to what, PWG, not super story heavy. It was just, crazy fun spot fest to what he's doing now. I think he's kind of a hybrid between, if this makes sense, like calling the mechanics of the match and telling the story. Whereas WWE guys, they don't really call mechanics of the match. They'll tell the story. And I think that like AEW is kind of that sweet spot in between.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm a big fan of, because he does the play-by-play and he does the color, and it's nothing derogatory by this, but I think AEW is professional wrestling. It is the professional wrestling I remember watching as a kid, as far as how they treat their product. And WWE is fully and entirely sports entertainment, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And they want to focus. They've said lots of times recently they're a storytelling company, and that's cool. I appreciate the professional wrestling aspects that remain in AEW. Specifically, and it's the one thing that I full shoot, not trying to just pump your tires here. It's one thing that I really appreciate about your commentary also. You try and call the moves. You tell the story of what's happening in the ring. Yeah, we've got our storylines. Yeah, we've got all the stories we want to tell that we're trying to tell the fans with the interviews and the backstage and all that stuff. But we're telling a story in the ring. The moves aren't there just for funsies. Like, we're telling a story as that goes, and you're such a big part of that. And when you do that play-by-play, you help tell that story, and you're an integral part of the whole process. So I appreciate that.
Don't make me cry. Do you want to hear a funny story about this though? And I think he'd be okay with me telling this. I don't know if I'm busting balls too much, but at the last show, we talked about, or you guys set up the angle for what's going on Friday night, and Larry came up to do commentary, and he was talking. Oh no, you and I talked about this at that show we went to. He didn't understand how the goddamn story worked, and we have to go back and you have to watch that match that he commentated, because I had to explain to him. I'm like, bro, you have to win and he has to lose, and he's like, oh shit, is that really what it is? I didn't realize. And I love me some Larry. Larry's a fabulous guy, but like, dude, come on now.
He
doesn't give me heat for that, because it's all about love.
The best part about Larry is he could absolutely be working you, or he could be absolutely serious about that. He rides that line when he wants to so perfectly, and he can work anybody if he wants to. It's hilarious. He's so good at that.
Or according to Ben Oman, Larry is living in his own world, bro. Hey Ben, do you want to come on the stream, or are you just chilling? If you want to come on, let me know, and I can make that happen, because I have like magical powers. He's the main character in our shares. I don't know what that means. Can you explain that to me?
Our shared universe.
Oh, shared universe. That's a shares universe. Okay. Never mind. Oh, look, there's new videos are being made for my fancy little giant, incredibly ridiculous stream I'm going to do. Do you know how long 40 hours is? I really didn't think about this, but you know what? Yeah. What's done is done, and now we're just going to do it. Yeah,
there's nothing left to do but do it.
Do you want to know what the first block is going to be? I haven't announced this anywhere yet.
We were kind of chatting about how you were going to break it all down, so I am curious how that's going to unfold.
We're working on a lot of things, and I'm going to be plugging in blocks. We're working on like some Ben Oman is actually going to kind of co-host with me a block and Ben Omen's going to discuss the history of Alberta wrestling. And we're going to watch some PWA stuff and some Monster Pro stuff, etc., etc. But the first 8 hours, I'm starting on Friday, November 14th at 10 p.m. That's what 10 p.m. Mountain, which is midnight Eastern. Judge Ben Omen does a live reading of Vince Nevada's Uncontrolled Chaos Alberta chapter. Okay, that's not really what's happening, but similar. Very similar. I should see if I can get Vince Nevada on, actually. I bet you I could. Do you remember WrestleMania 2000?
To be perfectly honest, no, because there's a portion of my life that I was not allowed to watch professional wrestling. And so I missed probably 75% of the Attitude Era. I missed entirely.
The Attitude Era is incredibly overrated, so you didn't miss much. It ages badly. I should put it that way. Like back at the time, it was fun, but like if you watch it through today's lens, a lot of it doesn't hold up. But WrestleMania 2000, WWE or F at the time decided to do a all-day 8-hour pre-show pay-per-view for WrestleMania 2000. They went through all of the WrestleManias back in the day, and there was like interviews with the guys hyping up that night's WrestleMania and blah, blah, blah. So I got a hold of that. So the first 8-hour block, we're going to watch the WrestleMania all-day 2000 pay-per-view. That's the first 8 hours. I'm slotting in things after that. MPW Madness 2060, first ever and only ever barbed wire rope match to be done in Edmonton. That's on the list. We're working on a special, perhaps if we can make it work, a Quizplex gauntlet for me, where we just line people up and do trivia and see how dumb I am. All kinds of stuff. The Botchamania roulette wheel's coming back. The Hulk Hogan Celebrity Championship Wrestling is coming back. Sporkle Trivia is coming back.
Boris?
And most importantly, I figure halfway through, at the 20-hour mark, WrestleLicious is coming back. God damn it. What is the Sane Fan Hour? Is that a reference that's over my head? Do I not know?
Sane Fan, that is, they would put videos on YouTube. If you Google, like, YouTube the name Sane Fan, it'll bring up videos and
videos.
I forget
of what?
who it was. I think it's a lot of Calgary shows.
Really?
Can I make one request, Boris?
You can make all the requests you want, my brother. What's up, Dustin? Are you concerned about WrestleLicious? You shouldn't be, because we might do WrestleLicious for like 3 hours. 20 hours in. My mental state might be just hanging by a thread. So this is going to be a lot of fun. What you got for me there, Jack Pride?
Okay, so as most people know, in the Alberta wrestling scene, I got my start technically with RCW, but we won't talk about that. But I got my start with a company that I helped to create and put on the map.
It's
the
funny
Canadian
you mentioned this,
Wrestling
because
Coalition.
I was actually going to ask you about this for the stream. So go on.
Yeah, and I was going to ask if I can get you some links. I would love to hear your commentary on some of those matches. Some are great, some are not great. Even some of mine, like, great at the time, less great under today's lens.
Fair.
But yeah, if I can give you some links, I would even join you for those particular spots. Like if we want to go through some CWC memories, because honestly, like selfishly, I don't think CWC got quite the broad view that it deserved. Because for that almost 5 years, like it was a very, very short but powerful stint in Alberta wrestling. We were selling out Festival Hall. We had that place packed, 400, 500, like the same night, either the first or the second, I can't remember, when Michael was wrestling Cody in Edmonton for PWA, we were selling out Festival Hall with like 400, 500 people the same night, and absolutely blew the doors off that place. I have some of my fondest, it's my favorite venue to work in all of Alberta. I have some really fond memories there.
That's Red Deer, right?
That is Red Deer.
Yeah.
We did shows in Black Falls before we really nailed down Festival Hall. But yeah, I would, it would mean lots to me if we could help get the CWC out a little further, because like I said, it's a very special time in wrestling for me personally, but I think for the Alberta scene in general, because although not a lot of the names have stuck around since back then, there are still, myself being one of them, still some active workers that got their start there. And it would be nice to just see it highlighted once.
If you will be a part of it, because I would need your expertise, I would love to do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. I went to one CWC show. I tagged along with MRB because he was working one. And I remember being jealous because you guys had like real guardrails and like ring steps and a nice entrance. And I was like, shit, we don't have any of this stuff.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, that was our big thing is we're not going to compete with the names. Unfortunately, we're not going to compete with the talent. So we may as well look like we deserve to be professionals. And yeah, that was like our big thing. Like if we can't be all the things yet, we're all doing the things to get better, to be better workers, but let's make our product look better than anyone else's.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Could you curate 2 to 3 hours?
Oh, I could definitely put that together.
If you curate 3 hours of matches, I will absolutely slot you in. Now, be aware, because there's a few people who want to kind of come on and do things. So someone's going to have to draw the short straw and do their shit at like 3 a.m. So just be aware. I will do my best to accommodate as I start to build the schedule. But if you want to do that, I think that'd be a lot of fun to get kind of your insight and watch those matches. Ben Oman has a better copy of a match that I was in than I do. So, but yeah, Ben Oman's going to do we're going to do PWA on demand / the Ben Oman history of Alberta wrestling for a few hours, which would be a lot of fun. But yeah, if you want to do that, I officially welcome you to curate your list and get those video files to me. And yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Because I know you've talked about the CWC a lot, and I know it was very much a passion project for you, so I can totally understand you wanting to be like, look what we did, and look how good it was. And like, I totally get that. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
All right, we got Orange Cassidy, and people rag on Kyle Fletcher a lot on the internet, but like, I am pro Kyle Fletcher, and I think in 5 years he's going to be like even more Kyle Fletcher than he is now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he is the AEW equivalent to Legend Killer Randy Orton for me. Just the way he carries himself in the ring, he put on some size to like be where he's at now. He is so crisp. He has just that right amount of arrogance, but backs it up. And having Don Callis there with him is just that cherry on top. I think when we watch Kyle Fletcher wrestling, we're looking at the future, the now, but also the future of AEW.
Because he's a young guy. Was he, 25, 26 years old? Something like that? Do you think that he has already taken too many high-profile losses? Because that's my concern with a guy like Brody King. And I know Brody King's not a main event guy, but like, I feel like they bumped around Brody King far too much than they should have. And they could use him to be like a monster guy, but he's taken a lot of L's to where the mystique's worn off a little bit, and I get that a little bit with Flair. I think he's got that title, but you know, taking the L at the pay-per-view to Hangman, great match, and he looked great, and that's like, I don't think that was the star-making performance in a loss that they wanted it to be, but like he looked fabulous. But I don't know if I would have done that match at this point in his career.
I was worried that it was a little fast. I was okay with it because people were like, oh, you won't even be able to hang with Hangman. Like, yes, he will. Absolutely, he will.
Oh, the match was great. I loved it.
Yeah. My thoughts were, it might have been a bit early. He lived up to the test. I agree. I don't think it was quite the star maker they might have hoped, but it didn't devalue him, I don't think. I think right now that loss was almost being in that position might not have been the right call, but I think that loss was perfect for where it was, because it was like he had been just hitting everything, knocking everything out of the park, running through everybody. And it was just a nice little blip where they could like, yeah, he's killing everybody, put him in this match, put him back in his place. Okay, I'll go run the TNT division. No problems. And he can sit here, do all his stuff here for a while, let Hangman do his thing in the heavyweight title picture for a while. I think MJF will probably be the one to dethrone him. And let Kyle Fletcher do his thing and really build his star up, come back in 3 or 4 years and take that title.
Like, I think Kyle Fletcher has to win this match here. I know Orange Cassidy's just coming back. But like Orange Cassidy's like a made guy. Like, he can't lose this match. Let's talk about what's really important, okay? Because I found something out over the past week. I joined TikTok. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna increase my brand, my big fat old man brand, and hot dog related content seems to get over on TikTok. I don't know a ton about Brody King, but I watched it with him recently. He seems like a really good person. Yeah, I think Brody King has solid vibes. Yeah, he's a really good dude. His band is hardcore. Like, I love me some like hardcore, but like that's hardcore. Yeah. Just before we get into your hot dog content, I do want to mention I agree with you. Like, Brody's taken some big L's, and I think that's kind of why he's in the tag picture. Brodito is 10 out of 10 for me. But I think when he comes out of this, he needs to, the eventual heel turn, it needs to be like he goes away for a while, and then he comes back with the mystique as just a murderer, because he is that big guy that should just be powerhousing through guys. And I think it would take like some time off when he makes his turn from face to heel. Yeah. Just like have a break where we don't see Brody for a while and let him do whatever and then come back and just, murderer's row. Because I think they made the same mistake with Lance Archer, because they wanted Lance Archer to be their big monster guy too. But he's also taken too many, I think, like high-profile L's to the point where, you know, he's a guy that is, you know, the killer that you can feed to somebody like Mark Briscoe to take a TV loss and help elevate Mark Briscoe. Now, what do you, Jack and or Pride, and that fabulous mustache of yours, put on your hot dog? Because I joined TikTok. Yeah, and we were the lady came to the Saturday night TNA show, and she put ketchup on a hot dog, which was mortifyingly disgusting to me. It's just wrong; shouldn't be a thing. So I made a video of it for my TikTok, and it's my most viewed video is the hot dog saga of TNA. So I'm leaning into the hot dog related content. What do you, Jack and or Pride, put on your hot dog? Normally, if I'm eating hot dogs, I am just mustard. But see, like, that's what I do too. Everyone says that's the American way to eat a hot dog. But like, you don't need all that extra bullshit. Like, you put onions on a hot dog? Fuck you, man. Yeah. So I'll do mustard, but it's not like a couple lines of mustard. This thing is bathing in mustard. Like, hot dogs are just a vehicle for me to put mustard into my body. It's ridiculous the amount that I will put on there. Now, are you worried about like slopping on yourself? You know, like. So that's the thing. I put just enough that's not a worry, because I'm very particular about being clean while I'm eating. I don't like you know when you see people and they got ketchup and mustard on their shirt or on their face. That's you don't want to be that guy. Okay. Never. So yeah, I like just enough mustard that it is almost a problem, but never is. Spencer agrees with old what's her name. That's an inside joke, because my lady did not think that Spencer knew what her name was, because he always called her Mrs. Boris. So, corn dog. See, that's interesting, because I do the same thing with my corn dog, but I won't put the mustard on the corn dog. I will like put a dollop of it on the plate, and then you dunk that the mustard. That is the correct way. If I'm feeling saucy, though, if I want to treat myself, saucy. The odd time I might throw a little bit of cheese, like a really aged cheddar, like a 3 or 4 year old cheddar, so it's got like some real kick to it.
Because it's got to cut through the mustard. Otherwise, why is it there?
Okay, now, I can. I'm not mad at that, but Mrs. Boris puts cheese whiz. See, you're with me. You and I, you're like my spirit animal, but like, young and good looking and talented. But cheese whiz belongs nowhere near a hot dog, a hamburger, or any kind of related item.
I'm fairly certain I remember hearing that cheese whiz is like one molecule away from being plastic. So,
I was going to say it's basically plastic.
I don't I don't mess with cheese whiz. That is a no-go for me.
Now, see, Spencer's saying cheese whiz is unacceptable, but I'm going to drop a truth bomb on you. This is fat guy secret. And this I was turned on to, and I've never been a cheese whiz guy ever in my life since I was a kid. But Mrs. Boris turned me on to this, and I kid you not, it's fabulous, and it's partially why all of me looks this way. Make your spaghetti, cook it, strain it, take a big hunk of cheese whiz, mix that in your spaghetti, and then sauce it. Phenomenal. You will be fat like Boris, but fabulous. Oh, cinnamon spread. That's a thing. I used to get that. My mom used to buy that cinnamon spread when I was a kid. You put that on your toast and it melts. Fabulous.
Cinnamon spread. Oh, wild. Okay, so we're seemingly staunchly against most additives on a hot dog outside of mustard.
I am, yeah.
What are your feelings on chips on your hot dog?
No, come on. Get out of here with that nonsense. Are you on board with chips on the hot dog?
Every now and again, it's if I'm feeling saucy, I will throw, this is the only way that it'll happen like this, ketchup chips. I will never put ketchup on anything because it makes stuff soggy the way mustard doesn't. But ketchup chips, it adds a nice crunch with the ketchup flavor, and I can handle that.
Now, first of all, I would like somebody who's out there who is an LPW fan who's coming to the show on Friday. Can you bring a Jack Pride as saucy sign to the show? Second of all, it's like the people who go to McDonald's and put McDonald's fries in their burger. Like, you're wrong. You should be put in prison. ICE should come and get you and take you away to Alligator Alcatraz, because that is... Hot dog is not a sandwich. It's a taco.
No, a hot dog is its own creature in and of itself.
Its own creature. You know what? Okay, what about pineapple on pizza? Are we opening up a whole new... Really?
No, never.
Not even a ham and pineapple? Really?
No, the closest I will get is I'm a pretty picky eater most of the time. So
are you like a chicken tendies for every meal kind of dude?
Oh no. Like I've that's extreme. But so with pizza, so as I grew up, always a picky eater. I got used to like going to friends' birthday parties and everything, and I couldn't give my requests for what we're having at the birthday party. So I got really used to just removing the things I don't like. So I will eat a ham and pineapple pizza with the pineapple bits removed. So you get just like that ever so lingering remainder of the sweetness. And it's not the worst. It's actually the crunch of the pineapple that I hate.
Really? Okay, we got to back up here because there's a couple of things here. First of all, show your work. A hot dog is a sandwich with one open face, the same as a taco. You fill the receptacle in which you eat it from. Now, but I believe the receptacle is what makes the taco. It's the tortilla, the hard shell that makes the taco. So... also, boiled hot dogs. Wait, hang on. I'm not anti-boilies, as they say, but you steam your hot dogs. Now, I didn't invent something, but like, if you don't have a hot dog steamer, you take your big pot that you boil your spaghetti in, you put it on the stove, you bring it to a boil, you take a cookie cooling rack, stick it on top of there, put your hot dogs on. It takes a long time. And then you just turn them every few minutes. It'll take you like a half hour, but they are steamed to beautifulness. That is Boris's hot dog tip for the day. That'll be my TikTok tomorrow, is how to boil your hot dogs.
Just a time-lapse setup of you spinning hot dogs while you're steaming them.
Deep fry your hot dogs.
Oh, interesting.
I am
actually... What?
You could deep fry a car battery and it would taste good.
You can deep fry anything. I am actually, my preferred way to eat hot dogs is boiled.
Really?
Yeah, I used to, when I would eat hot dogs as a kid, I'd make them for myself. It was the easiest way to do it. Just throw them in a pot of water, boil. And so I'm a slave to that now. I will eat them other ways, but if I get the choice, we're boiling those things.
I would take a pay cut if there was a hot dog roller next to my monitor. In fairness, there is no room for a hot dog roller because we're pretty cramped up there anyway. Yeah, I'll steam hot dogs on the 40-hour stream. Hell yeah, I could just take my phone, tap into this. You know what? Hot dogs it is. We're going to do that. Right after the CWC history of the CWC, it's going to be Big Bad Boris makes steamed hot dogs at like 3 in the morning. Boy, oh boy. All for the Canadian Mental Health Association. That is the gimmick. There it is. That's the gimmick right there. You can scan the QR code as soon as I move this for a second. We're at $225 already, which is pretty good considering the stream is not for another month and a half. So my goal is $1,250 is what I want to do. That's not the right one. So we'll see how that all shakes up. But yeah, I'm down with your CWC. What did that stand for? Canadian Wrestling Coalition?
Yeah. What is this? Yeah, Canadian Wrestling Coalition. I can't remember.
Oh, the Brainbuster on the top turnbuckle. God damn it, pal.
Oh, no. Oh, this isn't hologram at all. I think my feed's like 10 seconds behind yours.
Yeah, we get that a lot sometimes on this where it's who's in the hologram mask?
It's Clone. It's the evil hologram.
Is that the evil hologram, which I think is Ares, who is awesome. If it's
you know what's super unfortunate is tonight should have been the kickoff to that whole angle, but hologram blew his knee out.
Yeah, was that what happened?
Yeah, and so that's why Orange Cassidy's in here.
It wasn't on an AEW show though, was it?
I didn't hear. I don't remember hearing where he did it, but it was like very recently, and that's why they did the whole angle with Kyle Fletcher taking him out backstage.
Yeah, pretty shitty time. That reminds me, seeing the Paragon. Do we know anything more about Adam Cole? It didn't sound good, did it? Since his big announcement, and I heard about that. He was ready to just full on retire at that moment, but kind of got talked back off the ledge and just kind of like leave it ambiguous. Okay. So talk about like just constant. I can't even I'm coming back after a year-long hiatus being hurt. He's done that like 3 times since he joined AEW. Mm-hmm. Like that is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking as a fan. I cannot imagine how he feels. Oh, that is Ares. I recognize the tattoos. Ares is fabulous. I love him. He's really, really good. That's also what happened on the Friday night TNA show. Ash by Elegance relinquished the title, and it was very kind of ambiguous about. It didn't seem like a pregnancy announcement. It seemed more like a concussion or something bad, and I'm going to be gone maybe forever kind of an announcement, which is really, really sad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because she had a real career resurgence, and she got in like hella shape, and she just really turned things around from when she left WWE. And I don't mean to be negative by saying this, but when she was done with WWE, I thought she might have been one of those ones where that's it. But I mean, kudos to her, really putting in the work to make something happen. And yeah, it's unfortunate to see people go down to injury for anything, but she's on a meteoric run as far as her career went. This was her time, and then sucks to see the rug get pulled out.
That lighting cue was supposed to be evil hologram clone, hacking lighting and everything going crazy. Now, do you think there's he's in the Don Callis family, as is Andrade. Is there too many guys in this now, or is this going to NWO territory here? Or is it time for one of these guys to turn baby, maybe?
Well, I think we're going to see Takeshita take his leave soon here because he keeps butting heads with Okada. but I don't think we're seeing NWO. It's not the same as them because NWO, it was your top guys, like 6 of them, and they dominated every segment. Like they were just always on the show. Whereas Don Callis family, like, yes, they're part of the family, but for a lot of them, if you watch, he'll come down to the ring, but he doesn't have any actual interaction plus past walking down. He might go do commentary, but they're kind of just like, he's associated to him, but they're doing their own deal. So I think it's just like, I think they've kind of found that perfect little area where he can have lots of clients, but it still doesn't devalue or overshadow any of them.
That's fair.
Because, like, who's his biggest guy? He's got Okada, he's got Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita. Those are his big 3.
Yeah.
And right now, none of those guys are, like, world heavyweight champion. Like, they're not in that race. So these aren't, like, top made guys yet. He's helping to make these guys. And I think that's what kind of keeps him out of that NWO territory.
What is your Mercedes Moné thoughts? I think, like, she's had the TBS title for a long time. I think I don't want to say it's been a bust, but it's been underwhelming, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I think underwhelming is good. It was hot out of the gates, but it's kind of lost some steam. And for me, like, when she was wrestling Tony, I was really worried that they were going to put her over on Tony, and I'm glad they didn't. But unless she starts having just some real, like, banger matches, it might be time to let that title slide. And I don't know what she does, but at this point, it's feeling like this title's being held hostage to me, and not in the good way like Mox did.
I don't think the matches are even bad. I just don't think people care as much as they would like them to.
Yeah.
Oh, the tag titles. My God, why? Why?
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. It's nothing. It's not a slight against women's division or anything like that. But, like, WWE did it because they love doing first evers. This is the first ever women's tag team titles. This is the first ever women's tag team champions. But, like, after the first ever, they're like, oh shit, this is a thing that we have to deal with all the time now. And they just kind of lose the steam and nobody cares about him. Harley Cameron is a national treasure for a whole bunch of reasons. I'm a huge fan. Like, not, you know, she's not, like, terrible in the ring. She's not great, but she's, you know, she will, what's the word I'm trying to, she's good enough, but there's just the charisma and the entertainment value is off the charts.
Yeah, my household over here, we're big Harley Cameron fans because, yeah, that charisma is just, she has it in spades. Like, she has enough charisma for everyone in the segment she's in there with.
Yeah.
And
those women's tag titles, you know, it's going to be cool for the first month while they're, like, doing a tournament or whatever they decide to do and crown the champion. But what happens in a year when we still have to book for this? It's like the trios title. It's like nobody cares about it.
Yeah, I think the trios, I love a good trios match. I love that it gets kind of a spotlight, but I wouldn't be sad to see those titles go away in favor of a women's tag title, because I really enjoy the AEW women's division. It reminds me of the TNA Knockouts division when, like, the beautiful people were running things over there. That was a peak time in women's wrestling, I think. And the Knockouts division specifically really put that era of TNA on the map. And they, like, in my opinion, they carried the show during that era. Like, because, like, there was a lot of, like, up and down. They were trying a lot of stuff with the men's division. They were bringing in all these people. Hogan came, like, that was not a great time for them. But the women's wrestling then, that's what I tuned in for, because it didn't get lost in all the dumb, over-the-top, ego-driven stories that I just didn't care about.
All right, we are in commercial. I have to use little Boris's room, so stick around. We're going to be back uno momento. Bath fitter has a lifetime warranty.
It's important.
Dustin asked if Mrs. Boris liked the Impact tip. Yeah, she had fun. We both had fun. It's funny with her because I'm teaching her like little bit by bit as we go along about wrestling and stuff, and it's funny watching her learn and things that she'll remember and things that she won't. She loves a good double down. She'll remember that, and every single time there's a match that has a double down, she's like, double down. And there was a match we watched, it was a 4-way or something, and there was, you know, the all four. She's like, that's a quadruple down. I'm like, yes, sweetie, that's a. But yes, it's. We always joke. I'm like, did you think 5 years ago at this time that professional wrestling would be such a big part of your life? And she's like, no, but there's, you know, she's into it. She's having fun. She loves a good double down, and she likes to say shoot job. This is my shoot job. No, motherfucker. This is your job. You don't have a shoot job. No, she's fabulous. She's fabulous. And she's very, very supportive of everything that I do. She's like, you got to stream? Go do a stream. Fabulous person. And she comes.
That's the important part.
Yeah, and she comes to every show. And yeah, super cool. Speaking of ladies, you said your lady would be parading around in the background.
Well,
you lied to me.
She works from home, and she got stuck working a little later than anticipated. So, yeah,
her name. It's like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, she said she might fly in here at some point before the end of the show, but can't say for sure.
Mrs. Boris's name? It's like Miranda or Michelle, something like that. What are you drinking there? Some sort of healthy beverage, right?
This is a blackberry bubbly.
A bubbly. Yes, I'm drinking a very healthy. Oh, and you've never seen this. You want to see something fabulous? Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm working. I heard you talking shit.
I was not talking shit. I was saying wonderful things about you.
Just kidding. I'm jealous that I can't be watching this with you right now, but hopefully soon.
Well, you're always welcome. Oh, look, New Music Inferno is here. Hang on, how are you doing, New Music Inferno? So there's a one-of-a-kind, as you can see right here, the Jacked and Juicy Can Cozy. But this is a specially made, one-of-a-kind, Big Bad Boris edition of the Jacked and Juicy Can. This was made for me by Mr. Spelling Bee himself and gifted to me, and I use it a little bit of the bubbly. I see what you did there. All right, what do we got? We got we got Hawaiian John and Powerhouse Hobbs. I call Samoa Joe Hawaiian John because back in the day when he signed with NXT, it was back in the day when they were changing everyone's names. Yeah. So I figured that they were going to change his name from Samoa Joe to Hawaiian John. So I've called Samoa Joe Hawaiian John for years. See, he's a guy that's always found work and has always been awesome, and he should go in like a Hall of Fame of some sort.
Yeah, you
did not get charged for that as part of a merch count, Spencer. It was hand delivered to me in my mailbox. But yeah, Joe, like always working at a high level everywhere he's gone. Yeah, he should be like, I can't think of a bad Samoa Joe match, even now where he's obviously not in his prime, but still, you know, working hard and having good matches.
He's a smart worker. Like,
yeah.
He knows what he can do, and he doesn't stray from his lane. He is very intelligent in the ring. He is never not fun to watch. I think at the very least that he's got to go into the TNA Hall of Fame one day because there's no TNA without Samoa Joe. For me, the first match that sucked me in as a TNA fan, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Triple Threat, X Division. Like
that Unbreakable match is everybody. I'm like rightfully so, but like everybody talks about how great that match was. And I'm a big fan of all those guys. I'm a big fan. Like Christopher Daniels needs to be in a Hall of Fame if he's not already in the TNA one. Just always fantastic and just super, super cool dude. My favorite Christopher Daniels story when we had him book. We had him book for a few times in PWA, but one of the times he did a double shot and he did the Curryman thing. And I was talking to him in the back while he was gearing up to do his Curryman match. And as soon as the mask came on, the Curryman accent and gimmick came out, even in the back, and he talked in it the whole time from when he put the mask on, came out and did his match, and came back and changed again. Just fabulous. Yeah, Joe versus Kobashi. Those guys beat the pee out of each other. What do we think of Daniel Garcia in the Death Riders? I like it.
Daniel Garcia is my one. I don't get it. I have never understood his appeal. I think he is very. You'd lose him in a crowd. He does nothing who am I? I'm some jackass who's an indie wrestler sitting on his couch right now. Like, he's on TV, so obviously he did something right.
Understood.
But for me as a fan, I'd lose him in a crowd. I don't remember anything outright special that he's done. He feels forced to me.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's not even he's not a bad worker at all. Like, he is fairly technically sound. Like, he's good at what he does when he's the actual wrestling portion of it. Mm-hmm. Character wise, though, I have no draw to him, no connection to him. I don't get it.
Interesting. Okay.
I
don't think that you're necessarily wrong.
His little fucking dancing, hate. I love stupid shit, but I hate that.
What is some stupid shit you do like then? Because don't get me wrong, I like stupid shit too.
I was a big fan of when Santino first started doing the Cobra. I was first in line for a Cobra shirt. I was first in line for anything Cobra related, and he's doing huge mark for all that. Okay, absolutely dumb.
I'm going to talk to you about Santino Marella in a second, but Jason
that's right.
Wants me to. You have not watched AEW since March? Catch you up? Good God, what the hell's happened since March? Daniel Garcia is a bad guy now. He's with the Death Riders. What's his face won the title, and it came out of the briefcase. And a bunch of other stuff happened. Anyway, I don't know. This is a thing. I nitpick stupid shit that doesn't matter. But the fact that Santino Marella constantly, and I know this is part of his deal and it's part of his comedy, but the fact that Santino Marella constantly mispronounces the names of the talent in TNA bothers the fuck out of me. And I get it. I know that's part of his deal, and he's been doing it since John Cena and all that stuff. Yeah. I get that, but
Batista.
I don't like it.
I can understand
as
that.
The authority figure and all that stuff, and that's all good. But I don't he should have ditched that gimmick and just been Santino Marella, the shooter badass, which he is. Yeah. He's a legit shooter guy. But I don't know, the misplacing or mispronouncing the names thing really bothers me.
I can see that with his run in TNA because he is the law there.
Exactly.
So being in that position, just a teensy bit more professionalism that particular gimmick isn't. So I get that. But if he was an active worker, do that shit. Because I've done stuff like that. And I know lots of people have done that. You do it to just either to shoot, get under someone's skin, or to try and pop the crowd. You just little mispronounce. Example being, Pride is a big fan of not using condensed names. So it was always referring to Michael Richard Blaze as Michael Richard Blaze, the full name. If somebody had a name Chris, he was Christopher. Okay. It's that sort of stuff.
Okay.
But it's just little things like that to get under a person's skin to anything to throw them off. So in Santino's case, I've heard interviews. He's I would do that to try and pop the boys, try and get them to break character. So I can appreciate that. I find that funny, but yeah, I can see your point too as to why you might not like it. So,
and I realize I just called Samoa Joe Hawaiian John, but I'm not the authority figure of the world. I enjoy AEW more. WWE seems to be more for kids right now, especially with just ridiculous Jey Uso. Now, I just don't like looking, and this is again, I don't want to like go off on a tangent, and I'm a Canadian, but seeing Triple H and Stephanie next to the Orange President just doesn't. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. It's not. This ain't gonna work for me, brother. You know, and Brock Lesnar being back, and the $800, the cheapest tickets for WrestleMania are $800. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to gatekeep. I just don't. You know, Slim Jim on the tables. I don't like it.
Yeah, and to just further on to that, the selling WrestleMania, whichever year it is, to Riyadh, that place that has killed journalists,
kills journalists,
to terrorism. The guy that their ambassador of entertainment or whatever, they have a literal wing of a prison there nicknamed after him for all the people that speak out that he gets sent there. So like, it's not a good look.
I'm not trying to be tribalistic. I you know, if you want to watch WWE, go ham, go nuts. I admit I couldn't resist watching Brock and Cena, and I watched it, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I don't think Cena's retirement run's been great, but I haven't watched a lot of it, to be perfectly honest, but what I've seen and read. But yeah, I'm not trying to be tribalistic. I just think that there's bigger things in the world that make it look a little shady.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. And I know that, you know, we've done work with WWE, having, you know, Love Wrestling media people, you know, doing things for them. And I don't want to jeopardize that. Just, that's my opinion. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Mine's probably wrong.
Just to bring it back to the stupid things that people like.
Yeah, what's stupid that I like? Like the Invisible Man and GCW is some of the greatest shit I've ever seen.
How long have you been watching AEW, Boris? Like consistently?
Off and on since the beginning. So whatever you're going to mention, I would have at least some.
So
hey, who won the New Music Inferno? Who won the Yankees Red Sox game? I want to know. And I'm too lazy to click buttons because I'm in the middle of this epic broadcast with Jack Pride, who is the greatest man that was not in a spelling bee tomorrow. Anyway, you were saying AEW. How long have I been watching? Off and on since the beginning.
So one of my favorite stupid things that I didn't really like at first until I got it and it landed. Max Caster. Let's go. You're the best wrestler alive. Oh my God, I love that.
It's so good. Now, here's a question though. Like, I've been very adamant against something that became popular during the pandemic because of necessity. What is your take on the cinematic match? Because I hated every single one of them. Just because, and again, this, if you like it, go nuts. But I just feel like professional wrestling should take place in a ring in front of fans, not on a studio with 18 cameras filmed over a weekend with, you know, an editor and all that stuff. And I know the pandemic made that, you know, kind of necessary to an extent, but like that being Undertaker's last match is, to me, it's, you know, I don't like it.
Yeah, I think situationally, I think it's a fun idea that you use sparingly, rarest of occasions, like the Firefly Funhouse match. Thumbs up.
Hated it.
Really? I did. I liked it because all the like the throwbacks with John and like seeing the re-ups of his eras. So like because I was a huge Doctor of Thugonomics fan, like huge mark for that guy. So seeing just even because I was always that one, when's John gonna go heel? I want the Doctor of Thugonomics back. And so to get just that little wink back to that was nice for me. The ones that really kicked off like the cinematic matches, though, were Broken Matt Hardy on the Hardy compound.
Hated it.
So for me, I was really big fan of like Rosemary, Abyss, Crazy Steve at that point in time. So when they're feuding with the Hardys, and like, I was totally into it. Pulling back kayfabe just a little bit, during the pandemic, what was talked about at one point for the second clandestine Wrestling Society show was going to be Jack versus Pride, done as a cinematic match.
I vaguely remember that, actually.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do it?
That so partially on me, partially on some other stuff. Not to go too far into the creative on it, but it was going to be like how Jack and Pride see themselves. So Jack would have been As You See Me Now, but Pride, we had a very large, muscle-bound individual that was going to be Pride as Jack sees him. Okay. And then the things fell through with that guy, and then the pandemic kind of kicked up. And
can you tell me who that guy was after we're done?
I don't even actually know. I was told about him. Okay. He was a friend of one of the workers.
Okay.
And yeah, and then partially was also on me. The pandemic kind of kicked up, and I made some personal choices to remove myself. So that's kind of one of those ones that I'm going to kick myself for forever, because I still to this day, I would love the chance to do that, because my mind is just like constantly racing with all these different fun ideas and gimmicks. And like, I have currently the man of two minds. I've probably got 10 personalities in here waiting to come out. So it's just kind of like a constant. I have all these ideas, and I really, when it was presented to me as an idea, let's do this cinematic match, Jack versus Pride, everything was firing. I had so much that I wanted to do. And then it's just like all those ideas that went nowhere, that they're just sitting there waiting kind of thing. So maybe one day, we'll see.
Maybe one day we could still do that. Those clandestine tapings had one of the greatest moments of my wrestling career, and nobody will ever see it. It makes me sad.
Okay, so one idea that I did have. This was an idea for, hopefully I won't get in trouble. This is an idea I pitched for LPW back when we were rife with factions, and there was 7. There was the Rads, there was the Clandestine. I pitched because I was a huge fan of the Backlot Brawl with Piper and Goldust.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was kind of like almost the original, for me anyways, almost the original cinematic match, except
I never really thought about it that way, but that's fair.
And so, but then it still ended in the ring, in front of the crowd, as if it played out in real time.
I think they filmed all that other stuff like the day before or something.
It was like fairly close, but like it wasn't like to the minute like they presented it. They did a really good job presenting it. So I had pitched an idea where Clandestine, 7, the Rads would all meet in a parking lot for this brawl, basically, and start fighting, and then basically same sort of thing, jump in our cars, go away, and like film like a car chase to a different location, more brawling, and then time it with the show. They throw that video on a couple of times, same way Piper and Goldust did. Here's a flash. This is what's going on. Oh, they're in the cars. Now we go back to what's going on with the show. Oh, here's an update with them. And then when it would have been the next update, oh shit, here they come into the building. Oh my God, he's chasing Goldust down the entrance. And that's what I pitched, is have all of us burst through the doors, just all 9 of us just brawling, killing each other. You even have Thad and Ben in there beating the tar out of each other, and the match ends in the ring, same way as the Backlot Brawl, just our version of that.
It'd be a lot of work to put that together, but I think it'd be really cool. Like the end product would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, especially with me and the rest of those guys on that, we're all all have really good chemistry with each other and all have really great ideas. I think as far as our roster goes, I think that would have been so cool. But not sometimes ideas are better as ideas, because there's just so many, especially for something like that. Would have been so many moving parts. Yeah. It would have been tough to line everything up and make that come to fruition. But
wait, is Joe mad at Hangman here? I missed this. How many of these security guards are local Florida wrestlers?
And Jerry Lynn.
God bless Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the white Bronco. That's right. That's
yeah.
Are we gonna get Paige and Joe?
That would be fun.
Claudio was kicking butt, but I believe we've moved on from that now to Hawaiian John and the Hangman Adam Page.
That would be a great. I would love to see that as a title match. Like pissed off Joe come fight Hangman for the title. That'd be a great. Well, like I gotta think going into that, like Hangman's got to come out on top. But that would be a potentially defining win for this title run.
Yeah,
because as we said, Joe's always been a somebody, and he's always got good matches. So
you worked that first clandestine show. That was the first Imitation Game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
That was a great night. Yeah, that match, unfortunately, is the only time I have worked with Davey O'Doyle in a singles. But yeah, it started off him and I just talking about working a match, and then we talked about, oh, let's do our entrances because he's a big Batista guy. So let's do the entrances, like, because me as Jericho, him as Batista, and then it just like the ball kept rolling, and then all of a sudden we're coming down dressed as it, and that was so much fun. That's another one of those matches, like it was a fine match, no complaints about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the greatest match either one of us have ever wrestled, but for the point in time and just having the chance for me as a Jericho fan to be Chris Jericho, that's another one of those, like, that's with me forever. No one can take that away from me kind of thing.
That was the first time I've ever called a live show too, actually. Everything else I'd ever done was taped up to that point. Now I do it all the time.
What are, so for doing the commentary, do you like it better live, or do you like better like having the chance to like watch a thing and then watch it doing the commentary?
Live always better.
Yeah.
This guy pinned Jericho? No, this guy did not pin Jericho. No, like, see, when I was like back in like my PWA heyday, like by the time I had called a match, I'd already seen it like 3 times because I saw it that night. And then I saw it while I was editing it. And then I, watched it again while I did the commentary after. And it was actually MRB who was like, well, why don't you just record live? And I was like, well, I'm running the music and I'm running the screen and people are fucking talking to me all night. And he's like, just let's give it a go. So we did it. And there were shows where, and I would call it live, and it was, to his credit, it was so much better. It was quicker for me in the editing because I could just plug everything in, edit the 2 cameras, and call it a day. But just seeing it and calling it live the first time, always better. It was a bit of a challenge to run the screen and run the music, and like people are trying to talk in my ear, and I'm like, can you go the fuck away because I'm working now? But once people kind of understood that was the way we were doing it now, was so much better. Yeah, so much better just to see it the first time. One of my favorite things was, I don't know if you remember, if you were around, but when the Millennial Rebels cut MRB's hair. I didn't know. I don't know if you were in at the time or not. I think I
might have just missed that one.
But I didn't know that was happening. And that was one of the first few shows that I started calling live. And nobody told me. I didn't know anything about it. And I didn't know what they were doing because they were grabbing and holding. And then I saw the clippers and my brain was like, oh, shit. And that was like almost like a shoot reaction, like, oh, I know what's happening. And they cut his hair. And it was a very genuine reaction to me. Whereas if I would have seen it 3 times, I would not have had that same reaction. So, yeah, live always better.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, yeah, just that legitimate reaction.
And there used to be some things that like the guys wouldn't tell me just so they'd get, genuine reactions from me.
Now,
the hardest part was goddamn Fabian Ribeiro's matches because you always had those music cues. So I'd be calling the match, waiting for him to do the thing, and then, doing the music cue for him so he could do his dance. in fairness, he puts me over all the time as helping get that gimmick over, and he's a good dude. I was talking to him a little bit on Saturday. We were texting during the day, and I wanted to go back and see if I could say hi to him, but he had his match, and then he was on a plane before the show was even over. So,
oh, wild.
But yeah, live always better.
So my memory's trash, so I can't even remember. Do you remember when I debuted?
Nope.
No.
My memory is really, really bad too, to be perfectly honest. Like
I was gonna ask, because like when I debuted, I had told the other company that I had been working with that I was burnt out and I needed a break, which was true. I was burnt out and needed a break from the bullshit in that company. And then I was talking to Michael because because like being in CWC and then having to do RCW, like I knew like I could, PWA was always seen as like, that is the premier outfit in Alberta. And for me, I was like, that's where I want to be. If that's what's seen as the best, that's where I want to be. And because Michael was always seen as the best when I started, like, that's the guy. So if the guy is there, that's where I want to be. Mm-hmm. And I was a lot more active on social media back then. And so I would often like engage with fans and do like, hey, who's somebody you want to see me wrestle with? Or, hey, what's a company you want to see me with? And anytime an active PWA wrestler or PWA the company got mentioned, I would tag PWA with that. So much so that when I did get brought on to PWA, I had to ask Michael, it was either Michael or it was Sheik, why am I blocked by PWA? Because I went to tag the show and I couldn't bring it up as a tag. And I guess I had just annoyed Kurt so much with these tags of like, this person on the roster, fans want to see me work him, or people want to see me work, and I would just tag it all the time. Like, hey, here's me, pay attention. And I guess I annoyed him enough that he eventually blocked me so that, yeah, when I finally did join the roster, I needed to get unblocked so that I could actually like promote the show.
According to Cage Match, your first match in PWA was, and again, I've been told by many a wrestler, big names and small names, that the Cage Match is not necessarily the gospel. But according to to Cage Match, your first match was in Calgary at PWA Destiny 2019. You teamed with Sheik Akbar Shabazz to defeat BVD and Blaze, Bobby Sharp and Clark, and Colton Kelly and Mojibari. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I see in here. So
that was the first actual match I wrestled.
October 5th, 2019.
My debut wasn't even like a full debut. It's turned into a tiny bit of a career thing for me. I do these weird run-in appearances to just like, I like catching people off guard.
Hey, are you Jack Evans?
Okay,
I just want to make sure you're not Jack Evans. Anyway, go ahead.
I like to present the kind of wrestling that I would like as a fan. And so I am a big, I've always loved surprise returns, surprise appearances, out of nowhere stuff. So when the idea to join PWA was presented to me, the idea and what we did go with was Thaddeus Archer, longtime friend of Jack Pride, finally pulled the strings, brought me in, and it was in the middle of, in Edmonton, I believe it was the Halloween show, or it was the show before. It would have been the show before. It was MRB versus Michael Allen Richard Clark for the PWA Heavyweight Championship. And just when MRB, I recently even got the memory for it not long ago. MRB laces up the sharpshooter, turns Clark over. He's got him, almost gets the rope. Michael drags him back to the middle of the ring, really cinches it in. And you can see on like the memory that I have, you see the crowd. It's a long shot, kind of back from the very back, hard side. You see someone stand up in the audience. Jack Pride stands in, runs in, catches MRB with the swallowed pride as several wrestlers file out from the back to chase me off. Then I run away, disappear out the doors, and that was my PWA debut.
I gotta find this clip. Did I like commentate that?
The clip that I have, I've never seen the show tape from that. The clip that I have was just someone's cell phone.
Oh, I wonder if that was a show that I did. Do you know what show that was? Because there was a handful of shows in PWA that I missed, and because I wasn't there, like nothing was ever filmed or anything. So there's a few here and there.
Well, maybe that might have been then.
Because I did everything 2012 to the end. I did, but there was a few I was on vacation or had stuff with kids or whatever, and I couldn't be there, so nothing was filmed. I wonder if that is one of those, because that's unfortunate. It
might have been. I remember Michael asked me to. He's like, "Kate, this is the angle. Come out, do ring crew. Make it look like you're just trying to get in. Do all the things as a wrestler." I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come do ring crew, help put up the ring, and everyone's like, oh, you're trying to get into, and like a lot, like all the active workers, which I knew basically all of them, were like, hey, good to see you here. We'd love to see you on the roster. And Michael like told me, fave everybody. Yeah. No one knows. And so I was like, cool. And so I just played dumb to basically everybody until the spot. And like the guys knew that there was a run-in coming. I don't know how much he told. Michael himself told people, but as far as I was told, keep it to myself. So I did. And I watched the whole show from the crowd. And then when the spot came for the finish, I popped up, did my run in. I turned and I was like, because like, I don't know, selfishly get myself over, whatever it was. I hit him with the swallowed pride and I turned to the camera. I was like, find that camera. And I like, looked at it, and it was right when I was really establishing the Man of Two Minds character. And I scream at the camera and the crowd, this is where we belong. And then everyone comes chasing out after me, and I hit the road. And then my first Edmonton match was me against MRB.
So that run-in was Calgary?
The run-in was in Edmonton. The Calgary show was like, we have this booked. You're on the roster now. Hey, let's do this match. And that was fine. He's like, basically like the angle was running in Edmonton. So the Calgary was more of like house show style kind of thing.
So it was MRB and Clark, and I got to dig through my hard drive. 2019. Okay, I got to dig through my hard drives then and see if that was something that I filmed or not. Because I have no recollection of this, but I also have no recollection of shit that I did. So my, doesn't mean I don't have it. So I'm going to take a look at that.
If the Calgary show was October 5th, then it would have been in September.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your cage match here. Let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah, my cage match is spotty. I've sent them several emails. Hey, you need to fix this. And some of it has gotten fixed, and I get some real snark sometimes, and they refuse to change stuff.
So was your first match on January 30th, 2010?
Something like that,
In Gibbons?
Yeah, would that be... No, wait. Was that one RCW?
Yeah.
No, technically not. I did wrestle a handful of times prior to that. I wrestled with the AWF and I wrestled with the XWE, which were like pretty close to backyard, but like they were, as far as I knew at the time, they were established. My then best friend, the wrestler Dylan Stone, I was basically like, I was just going where he was going, and he had the connections to, it was the Alberta Wrestling Federation with the promoter Perry Delbridge, and then the XWE.
Oh, that name sounds familiar to me, actually, Perry Delbridge.
And then, XWE was, the promoter was a real piece of work named Chance Bowes. who we ended up actually down the road, we essentially usurped his company and turned it into the CWC.
This has been a great episode of Saturday Night Love on a Wednesday night. I don't even know what's going on in the AEW. Who's Johnny Kickass?
What was his name before? He used to wrestle under the name Exile, EBIGXILE. Once CWC folded up, that was it for him. But he wrestled for a little while. He did XWE. I think he did RCW way back in the day. Pretty good dude. He does tattoos now in Calgary.
Okay. Rich King worked for CWC. I wasn't aware of that.
His second match ever all time against yours truly for the CWC Alberta Championship.
On May 26, 2018 in Festival Hall in Red Deer, Alberta. Who are Cherry Doll and Jack Hammer?
Jack Hammer, that is MPW wrestler now Wrath, who changed his name from Jack Hammer to Wrath when he joined the first version of 7.
Oh, okay.
We kidnapped him and brainwashed him, and he would come down in a silver Jason mask, and he is a big man, former military guy. He's like 6 foot. He's not super duper tall, but he is tree trunk thick. Strongest man I've ever been in the ring with. He wrestles for MPW
Larry
now.
Woods wrestled for CWC. Who's Dano Burns?
Dano Burns, he wrestled for RCW, and then I hooked him up to come in CWC because I had just finished, was in the midst of a feud with him in RCW. He's from Ireland, and the only reason that he isn't here or he didn't stick around longer, he ended up getting deported because his job missed his visa papers and they sent him back.
No.
So, and fun fact with Dano Burns, before he left, him and I had started a best of 7 SE7EN series, and I am the first and only person to win a best of 7 series 3-0.
Nice job. That's fabulous.
Because he got deported.
Who's Sweet Daddy Soul?
He is a mark. That is as much as time as I will give that guy.
Who's Michael Richard Blaze?
Never heard of him. Is he new?
Who's Sam Davidson?
Sam Davidson. He wrestles mostly for CWE and Winnipeg Pro now. That is Sammy Peppers.
Who's Cliff Corleone?
I don't know if he works anymore. He was a big dude. My one and only WPW match was in a 6-man scramble, and he was in it. Big dude, big dude.
Who's Jack Maverick?
Oh, that is a misspell. That is Maverick Jack. He was a worker around here. He did RCW, did RCW/CWC. He was tagged with what the hell is his name now? He does the rig guy gimmick now. Cody, cannot remember his name.
Cody Mack?
Yeah, Cody Mack. But he was called something else back then. They were a tag team. They were the Malicious Militia.
All right, something exciting is happening with Tony Storm, and I'm going to let you watch it because I have to go to the little Boris room. We'll be back in a minute with more. Supposedly AEW is happening. I don't know. I haven't watched it. We're going through the career of Jack Pride, so stick around. Yeah, I don't get the whole hook thing either.
That's one, yeah. He's good in the ring. The character, I don't get it. People go nuts for him. Why?
He's over like crazy. So I know RCW have the CWC ring steps. What became of like your ring and your guardrails and that fancy chain link entranceway? What happened to all that stuff?
So the guardrails. So little peek behind the curtain, the things that I am privy to. Dylan Stone was the owner, operator of CWC. And when he sold the CWC, because he was done, it was like, for him, it was a lot. It was a headache. He didn't want to run the company anymore. He was getting tired of it. When he decided to sell the company, he actually sold it twice. Once to Tex Gaines and once to Squig.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that deal, Squig got the entrance, the sound system, and the guardrails and the stairs. Tex got the ring and all the matting.
Okay.
So all those guardrails went to RCW, and for a little bit, they were nice. They were kept, and it looked great. And then people just took liberties because not my money, I don't care, and they all destroyed them. So instead of having something nice that could help set their product apart, they destroyed it all. I'm surprised they still have the stairs, to be perfectly honest. And
who's Joey Vendetta?
Joey Vendetta, he runs Ringside Wrestling in Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay. Who's Brandon Van Danielson? A goddamn legend. That's who that is.
Yeah, solid
now,
dude.
Like going into like your later, I know all these guys now, and it's not as much fun. Who's Isaac Takeover?
He is a bigot that I will give no more time than that.
Fair enough. Tyler Knox.
Great dude. Really good heel. Works down in Prairie Pro Wrestling predominantly.
I miss TJ Cannon. I like that kid. He's a good dude.
One of my best friends in and out of the business.
Let's see. What else we got here? We're in commercial anyway.
You don't want to hear about all the WestJet points, though?
Von Vertigo defeats Jack Pride. He's doing well for himself, old Von Vertigo.
Yeah, he's doing not bad.
Who's Draco?
Draco. Yeah, he is the guy that broke my nose in the ring.
Oh.
He's not bad. Decent, really good dude. I've always gotten along with him backstage. He is out in BC now. He does ASW and VIPW predominantly.
What the fuck is this madness? The Blueberry Rumble. Dusty Adonis defeats Ava Lawless, Chris Summers, Draco, Gringo Loco, Isaac Takeover, Jack Pride, Miles DeVille, and Sebastian Wolf. And the Canadian Goose, the St. Walburg Eagle, the Healer, and Tyler Adams. What is that madness?
That was for RCW. That was like Lacombe days, I think, or whatever small town Alberta days. And
Blueberry Bash, whatever the fuck that is. That's fabulous.
It was just a fun name that they gave a battle royal, over the top battle royal. And you said Dusty won that one, right?
Yes,
pretty sure he booked the thing. He put the match together, and we just all did our spots, and it was fine. It was fun. It was one of those just like have a good time battle royals.
Who's Chris Summers?
Oh, what's the reference on that?
RCW Great Canadian Blueberry Bash.
Oh,
Saskatchewan, 2022.
I have no idea.
Davey Disaster and Chad Daniels.
Davey Disaster.
Jack Pride and Mason Mayhem.
Mason Mayhem got canceled, I believe. Davey Disaster wrestles for MPW now. What was the other name?
Davey Disaster, Chad Daniels.
Oh, yeah, Chad Daniels. He is the CWE heavyweight champ.
Oh, WrestleDream, it's been made official. Hangman Adam Page and Samoa Joe, they wasted no time. And
we
that
booked
match.
it before they did. That'll be good.
Jack Pride defeats Son of Irish, TJ Canada, Travis Williams, and T.Y. Jackson at LPW 9. That must have been good.
Yeah, that was good. That's I have actually a picture from that match framed on my wall. 2 seconds.
We've lost the plot of AEW Dynamite tonight, but I'm okay with it. We're going through. This is like a special bonus episode of Saturday Night Love on a Wednesday, where we go through the career of Jack Pride. Look at that. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was Irish hits a shooting star onto Travis Williams, and as he sells up from the landing, I came in and curb stomped him. And this is my Spider-Man pose.
Didn't you hit Irish with a swallowed pride out of a shooting star press at one of our shows back in the day?
Yes, sure did.
Fabulous. Okay, wait, hang on. I need who's Johnny Roston?
He wrestles out in BC. That was from my I did a weekend doing Big West Wrestling. That I ended up working with him because that show, like 8 people pulled out last minute. And so we had to piece together a show with like 6 workers and fill like an hour and a half worth of wrestling that was promised to this crowd.
So was it like one of those 3 singles matches and then a 6-man kind of thing?
I believe that one we did a tournament that ended with me winning the Big West TV Championship.
Who's Daniel Mayhem?
Daniel Mayhem wrestles mostly Can-Am. He does a crazy person gimmick. He'd always get announced coming down to the ring on a day pass from the Pinoca Institution.
Who's Chris Castles and Rhino Reynolds?
That is
Can-Am?
Yeah, they did Can-Am. They did RCW for a while. I think they've even done what's it called? The outfit that Mo runs now. That one.
Dungeon?
Yeah, I think they did a couple dungeon shows because Brett liked their gimmick.
Who's Kiki Roberts?
Not a good man.
Who's Havoco?
Good dude. He wrestles for 365. I got the pleasure to work him on my stint out there. Yeah, super fun match I had with him. In it, I hit not only Mars's TKO, but I also hit the Lumberjack Larry's saw line in that one.
I just invented a new thing for Saturday Night Live where we just go through people's cage matches and I ask who all these people are.
That's a great idea.
I'm learning a lot. Who's Bayrat Gorani?
Some tall, gangly guy. I don't know though.
Fabulous. That popped me. See, we're getting into all the stuff that I know now, and it's less fun. Amir Jordan. I love me some Amir Jordan. Hell of a guy.
Yeah, I got to work singles with him when I did WrestleCore.
WrestleCore, Lucha Libre Spectacular.
Yeah, that was. I'm really glad I got that match. That was a lot of fun, and it was
a fabulous dude. Fabulous dude.
Solid dude. We ended up back at the place where we all were staying that weekend. The night after we wrestled, he came back, and him, me, and a few others, they actually ended up staying even later than I did. But we stayed up like really late into the night, just bullshitting about wrestling, about life. He's just quality man.
Yeah, I love me some Amir Jordan for sure. Jared Rogers.
We saw him at the that show the other day.
I love me some Jared Rogers.
Yeah, good kid.
See, these are all people I know now, and it's not as much fun. Who's Blake Cannon? And Prankster Pete.
Those are MPW standouts. Blake, he's been working for a while in MPW. He's been their heavyweight champ off and on. Prankster Pete, he's got their clown faction out there. He does kind of like a evil clown. He does the character work pretty good.
A wicked clown, if you will.
Yes,
Tyler Adams and Aaron Six.
Side note, you should ask T.Y. Jackson about Prankster Pete next time you see him.
Remind me to do that because I'll forget. But I want to do it.
Aaron Six. He's a Can-Am guy that was like trying to steal my gimmick until I told him to back down. Yeah. To the point that people were like, they sent me a couple promos he did and like, what's this guy doing? And then I ended up working on a card with him and had to pull him aside and be like, okay, son, I've been doing this for a bunch of years now. You need to find your own lane, please.
Mm-hmm. Not going to comment on that. Who's Via Giro?
Oh, man. He was super fun. That was at MexiFest, Mexican Luchador. Super fun. Super talented. And I wish he's on my list of guys that if I got the chance to work a second time, absolutely. Wouldn't hesitate.
Who's the matriarch?
She's been wrestling. Actually, she just got booked on Dungeon. She's been kind of doing the rounds, like getting booked a lot of places. She started at MPW, and she's just slowly started to get out there, and she caught fire.
Oh, yeah, you worked Artemis Spencer at the mall. That's cool. I forgot about that. That was a I'm going to talk about the West Edmonton Mall show actually on the 40. I've got stories to tell on the 40 hour. No, like for real, like real shit, real talk stories to tell on the 40-hour stream about why I'm doing the 40-hour stream. And the West Ed show will be one of those stories. Davey Disaster. I think we talked about him already, did we not?
Yeah.
KB6. KB6 works for Monster Pro, correct? Or did?
KB6.
Or
that's
is he
where
a
he got
RCW guy?
He got his start with MPW, original tag team partner of one T.Y. Jackson.
I think I knew that, actually, because we watched T.Y.'s first match on SNL. Dixie Dragon and Jacob Creed.
They are can't remember if they call themselves the Brothers of Destruction, but they are. That's what it is. The Brotherhood. They are a tag team in PPW in Saskatchewan.
I like me some Riley Cruz. I like that kid. Actually.
Big fan. I have no bad words to say about that kid. I think he has nothing but upside. Great attitude. Always listens. Comes up with ideas. Like he's new, but he's not afraid to speak up. And I really appreciate that because, like, even for myself, when I was first starting wrestling, Ian asked Michael the first time him and I put a match together. He's like, okay, what's a Jack Pride move? And then I was like, what? Oh, God. And then Michael ended up having to spoon feed me my own shit. Like, here, this is how we put your match together. But Riley never had that. I worked with him. Prior to my injury, I was working a feud with him in PPW on my request. Big fan. I love his gimmick, just like the rocker thing, because he plays it well. That crowd loves him. Our crowd loves him. Mm-hmm. I think he's got nothing but upside. And I think he just graduated, or he's still in high school. Like he's got.
Oh, really? That young?
Yeah.
Eh? I just realized, why do you have any matches after November 22nd, 2024? And then I realized, oh yeah, that's why. All right, well, that's the history of Jack Pride. The Gates of Agony, what was that? The Authors of Pain, whatever these guys are, have defeated Blake Christian and the other guy. I like me some Blake Christian.
Yeah, I love me some Gates of Agony though too.
True.
What are your thoughts? Ricochet's run in AEW.
Love it. Fabulous. He's easily hateable.
Yeah.
Oh, here come the Hurt Business Syndicate Raider experience.
Big fan of those guys too.
The irony is not lost on me that I but I question Santino saying everyone's name wrong, but I do the same thing. But I'm not the director of authority of TNA.
Yeah, Audrey has to correct me often because when I get going and talking about angles and we're talking about the show as it's going on, always, I love the Hurt Business. Syndicate, babe. Yeah, the Hurt Business. But no, it's Syndicate. I was like, damn it.
Now, does Audrey know what a double down is?
Oh, yeah. She was a fan before her and I, like, we met, like, not at a show, but, like, that's how we knew each other. Through wrestling. Like, she was coming to shows, and we met outside of a show, but we had run into each other at shows. And when we first started dating, her and her friends that she would go with hated me. Like, she was the president of the I Hate Jack Pride fan club. And then, lo and behold, now she is the president of the I Love Jack Pride fan club.
All right. First of all, I'm president of the I Love Jack Pride. What do you think Bobby Lashley spends on clothes in a year?
Lots. He is like fashionable as hell. I love his style.
And he's got to get that all tailor made because his body's just fucking weird. Like in a good way, like complimentary. Like,
I'm decently broad shouldered for my size, and I have a tough time finding like dress shirts that fit. I can't imagine like outside, like if he wasn't getting stuff custom tailored, he'd never have clothes.
True. I'm just fat, but that's okay. How come I don't have a cage match? Why is that? Because if you go,
you would be 1-0, right?
No, God, no. I've actually, well, I mean,
tell everybody about the one match that we had together, sort of.
Yeah, you fucked me over, but it's my own fault. It's my own fault of inexperience. That was a lot of fun for me for a bunch of reasons. But the very first Saddle Dome show, Kurt asked me if I wanted to like be in the Battle Royal, and I was like, because anybody who knows me knows what Calgary and the Saddle Dome and the Calgary Flames. You can look at my chair and my like what that means to me. It's like ingrained in my blood before even wrestling was. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll absolutely do that. And then for Reed Matthews to take a bump for me in that god awful shit ring, that still to this day we talk about it because it really means a lot that he would do that. And I bump Reed Matthews and I run up to the crowd and I'm trying to get the crowd hyped up. And what happens? This motherfucker slinks up behind me, dumps me over the top rope. I could have been PWA champion.
Could have been champ, but the cardinal rule: when you're in the ring with pride, you can't turn your back.
And what's funny is I've been in a handful of battle royals. Like, what is on Chris Statlander's face? What is that supposed to be? Like, I know she's like an alien or supposed to be like a spaceman, but like,
is it like,
I don't know, dude.
Like a piece off of her nose piercing? Like I've seen people put like chains off their nose piercing. Is it just like an extension of that?
It might be, but it looks odd. But yeah, I've been in a handful of battle royals, and I've never once been given the, shirt over the head, chop the shit out of the fat ring announcer guy. Like that never happened to me. And I was like, thought, you know what? Maybe I earned respect even before I was. Oh, here comes Harley Cameron. Yes, more Harley Cameron. All of the Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
But like nobody ever chopped the shit out of me in like a battle royal. Even in the match that Andy and I had, there was no chops. I don't think I've ever been chopped in a match ever in my like handful of matches I ever had.
I think you lucked out. I have I've been in a couple where it's the initiation of the new guy whatever, where it's the battle royal and guess who's in the corner. I watched the guys like actively watched a battle royal where this man's chest got redder and redder and redder, and just like the handprints all over. Oof. Nasty.
I fully expected that to happen to me. There's actually a part in Mickey Knuckles' book where she talks about towards the end of her training, where in training they did that, and she said of all like the death match and all the wild and crazy shit she's done, that just sucked because it was just merciless. And I mean, I understand that old school way of training, but like, what is she learning there other than you guys are dicks? Like, I know we're breaking in people and all that. Like, I don't prescribe to that kind of old school. And I've never trained. I've done the bare minimum of training to do the things that I've done, but I've never understood the, I understand you can teach respect in a different way than just beating the shit out of somebody, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like I'm also not really big on the hazing sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but if I think where it comes from and then it got distorted is a way to weed out disrespectful people. So you come in and you got the wrestling's fake, this shit's the garbage. I'm more of an athlete than all of you. Chop the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, it's not 1984 anymore either, though.
Yeah, the kid that comes in there that they just want to learn. They're new. I was always a wrestling fan, and I finally found somewhere to train. That's not the guy you chop the shit out of. Yeah. You give him a couple, let him know what it's like, but you don't need to have his chest bleeding through his shirt either.
I concur with that. When you make, are you a KD guy, a mac and cheese, a boxed KD guy?
Not so much lately, but loved it as a kid.
Okay, now, when you make your KD, how do you make it? This is very important.
I've actually, TJ Cannon makes the best KD, so ask him the perfect way to make it, but how I do is pretty basic. Boil your noodles, drain the water. I dump the powder on, throw a little bit of butter, stir that up, see how far the cheese goes, and then just like add milk to get coverage.
No, you had me up until the milk. No. I don't give a shit what the box says. You do not put milk. And Spencer, if you're up there, I want you to clip this and put it in the opening reel of the show on Friday. If you put milk in your KD, you should be sent to prison.
Now, I will say, like, in my defense, it's only like just a little splash here and there to make sure the cheese covers all the noodles. I am 10 out of 10. You should be carted off to jail or catapulted into the middle of the ocean. That soupy KD nonsense where you can like drink the cheese at the end. No, never. No. Gross.
Do you know, and not a lot of people know this, so I'm going to let you in a little secret right now, because soon everyone's going to know. Bathfitter has a money-back guarantee. I don't know if a lot of people know this.
Oh, man, that laser precision. You're letting the custom thermoform technology, Boris.
Look how happy that woman looks in her. She's like, I hate my husband and I hate my kids, but my new bathtub is fabulous. This has been the best episode of Saturday Night Love that I never did.
I think we've semi-discovered a bit of a new format with the reading the cage match. Though.
I do. Okay, name me somebody whose cage match we should read.
I mean, you should try and get Mars and Thickness on here and read their cage match. Who's going to have weird stuff, though? Larry would probably have some weird shit on his cage match.
Oh, let's do his. Breed Matthews has said that he is far too busy and important to come on Saturday Night Live. And that's just me busting his balls. Larry Woods. Let's see what we get here. From Elk Point, Alberta, Canada. Let's see. Let's go back into the history of Lumberjack. Oh, it's main event time on Dynamite. No idea what the hell the main event is. I hear Darby Allin's music.
Is it the I Quit match? I thought that was at WrestleDream. Oh, no. It's Darby and...
Well, this is like a 6-man or something, right?
Isn't it Yuta and Marina versus Darby
yeah, I think you're right.
and... Darby and who?
Tornado, I don't know. Okay, so the first match in the history, you know what? I think we should get Mars and Reed and do like 2 hours of special thickness, which is their name, on the 40-hour stream. The first match that Lumberjack Larry Woods has is on February 4, 2017. Kid Cyrus defeats Jude Dawkins and Chris Parrish and Eddie Rude and Lumberjack Larry and Maniac?
Maniac.
Okay, who's Maniac? Do you know Maniac?
Maniac is one of my best friends that I gained from the wrestling business. Great dude. He was in a tag team in MPW with Chris Parrish, and they were called Tag Struggle.
Tag Struggle. That's the next match. Okay.
Yeah. Maniac is great. He did he did one of my favorite CWC spots ever. It looked like he died. He sold it perfectly. We were doing a demonstration with one of the local gyms that we had a sponsorship with, and they did martial arts. So they did like their little demonstration. Hey, come join our gym. And then Maniac, he was kind of like a semi-serious, but still did comedy. Like he was a comedic heel wrestler. And so he came out, starts mouthing off all the karate people. You all suck. I'm better. Wrestling's the greatest. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then their sensei threw the slickest, cleanest 360 roundhouse. And he got like, if I didn't talk to him after to get told that, yes, I got my hand in the way, I don't think it doesn't look like he got his hand up.
Not good, hey?
It was like the greatest kick I've seen taken. And he hits it and he does like the little, like the movie spin, falls and hits the mat. And they carted him out. And then later on that same card, we did a battle royal and he came out stumbling, concussed, like sold the kick the whole time. It was great.
Who is T.S. Cutler?
T.S. Cutler. He got his start, really his only wrestling with CWC. I can't even remember how he got hooked up with us, but he came and trained with us. And bless his heart, the man couldn't remember a spot to save his life. We trained and drilled and trained and drilled, and we would put matches together and try, but he was so dedicated to his character side of things. Fans loved him. And he was just like a pretty basic rocker gimmick, but he was just so into it with his tassels and his hair being wild everywhere. People got into it and they loved him, but he was clunky in the ring. But sometimes you don't need to be a 10 out of 10 worker to be able to be
fair.
loved.
Very much so. Who is Orion?
Giant Orion. He is out in the Maritimes, I believe, out east for sure. He's lighting it up. He's a legit 7-footer, like 6'10", former Cage Warriors MMA heavyweight champion. I believe he has beat Dan Severin in a legitimate professional fight.
Wow.
And yeah, he's out there lighting it up. He spent a lot of time in Mexico honing his craft, came back, and from heck of a worker. Like, he's really come a long, long way, because he was not great when he started, but now he's quite good.
Lumberjack Larry teamed with Massive Damage. Fabulous. Bradley Graham. Who's Bradley Graham?
Big sexy Bradley Graham. He is down in PPW. He did a couple spots with CWC. He was originally picked. He was originally going to be Wrath, and then things fell through for that, and then we took Jack Hammer.
Who is Angelica?
She started in MPW. She former MPW women's champion, former RCW women's champion. She did a bunch of spots with CWC. I wrestled Pride tagged with Envy in PPW to take on Sydney Steele and Angelica once upon a time.
Is she blonde?
She is blonde.
I think I know exactly who that is, and it's a funny story that I'll tell another day. Tyler James. Chris Parrish defeats Lumberjack Larry and Tyler James.
Oh, that Tyler James. Yeah, he's a guy that wrestled in Edmonton. He did, as far as I know, Ben would know better. Mostly did MPW and then weird spot shows randomly, but I don't think he ever branched out to RCW, and he might have done one CWC because we were kind of when CWC started, guys were going to MPW to train and then coming back to Red Deer to relay that information so we could all get like basically secondhand training.
On October 28th, 2017, you defeated Lumberjack Larry at CWC Headlock of Horrors 2.
Yeah, he is one of my favorite feuds. Actually, the birth of the Pride character, he was the first match. So when Pride came around the scene, it was Jack Pride had the greatest hair in professional wrestling, lost a hair versus title match. Jack's psyche broke. That's where Pride came from. And my first match post psyche breaking was
that's more important than what's going on
much
in
more
AEW,
important.
let me tell you.
When my psyche first broke, my first match back was against my then friend Lumberjack Larry, and I stomped his knee in a chair and put him on the shelf for, I think he was gone for like 14 months after that.
Who's James Crowder?
He MPW wrestler. He is one half of the Dad Bod squad.
Who's King B?
That is KB6.
Oh. Okay. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, James Crowder and Rick Jules.
Yeah.
Larry Woods and Mitch Clark. King B and T.Y. Jackson. Who's Ajax and Propane?
Propane was... I don't think I ever actually met either of them. Ajax was like a 6'10" kid, just tall, sort of muscly, young kid, kind of just like in and out. And then
I feel weird in a way, and I sound very douchey, but like I was lucky because I got into PWA really, really early, and like PWA, like you were saying, and not to sound like elitist or a dick, but like PWA was the company everybody wanted to work for. And like I got in really, really early, and I never went to other shows or worked other shows. So there was years and years of guys in Monster and RCW that I just don't know because I lived in my PWA bubble for like the better part of 20 years. So like I just don't know these guys. No disrespect to them. I stuck into my company and did my thing, and I missed out on meeting a lot of people. And now I'm meeting, your TYs and your Riches and your Larrys. And I never met any of those guys before because I was in my PWA bubble of just trying to do the best I could with what we were doing there.
Yeah, I think that's okay because at the very least, with you sticking in your bubble, you weren't out there like slagging all the other companies. Like that was a big thing when CWC first came around. A lot of the other companies, I shouldn't say a lot, but like a couple of the other companies really were just like projecting out into these are backyarders, these are untrained, these are no good. And it's like, those are the attitudes why we exist, because y'all won't give us a chance, so we'll just take our own chance.
Yeah, back in like the heyday of PWA and Monster, It was bitter. It was bitter. There was like people accusing like PWA guys of ripping down Monster Pro posters that they'd put up, and like I don't know if any of that shit ever happened, but yeah, it was super, super bitter. There were the baseball story I'll tell maybe on the 40. A lot of people know that baseball story already, but on the 40-hour stream I'll tell the baseball story. I think Ben already knows it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
I worked for Monster Pro Wrestling for 2 shows before I worked for PWA.
Oh, wild.
I ring announced for 2 shows for Monster Pro Wrestling. And you know who was on one of those shows? And I remember it to this day. A very, 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 very young kid from Winnipeg named Kenny Omega was on one of those Monster Pro shows way back in the day. Hello, Tyler. What's going on? But yeah, I'll tell the story about how I got fired from Monster Pro Wrestling, which I've told before, but we'll tell it again on the... I've got a few stories here and there. Maybe we'll do like Big Bad Boris story hour at like 3 a.m. one night where no one's watching so I don't get any heat. But I got a few stories of things that have gone down over the years.
It's wild. Some of the people that went through Monster Pro back in the day, like, and I don't want to disrespect the current crop because I just think that their business model changed, but the names that I've heard went through that place at the same time, and then to see where they are now, it's crazy. I like never would have assumed that it would have made that progression. And I think it's just like it went from let's try and be as big as we can to like let's be a training school that also has a show.
Yeah. I got a Abdullah the Butcher and Hannibal story that I haven't really ever told. But I don't have hepatitis, so that's the moral of that story. But we'll tell that one.
Important.
Yeah, Big Bad Boris story hour at like 3 a.m. Tune in, kids. I don't know what's going on in this match, but this has been one of the most fun AEW watch-alongs that I remember in recent memory. So I appreciate you hanging out because this has been a lot of fun. I can't remember anything that happened in this show. But you know what? Yeah. What we've done here today is much more important. Who's Jumpin' Josh?
Who's
Dewey Robson?
Those are both PPW guys. Jumpin' Josh, at least, he's done some Can-Am spots. I've wanted to work him for a long time. I tried to get him to reach out to Love to get a spot because I wanted to work him. I got to do like a multi-man match with him in Can-Am a couple years ago. Really good. Just you'd think of it basically just like he's PPW's Son of Irish.
Okay. Who's Alex Ace and Martin Payne? Who's Kid Cyrus?
Kid Cyrus, what does he wrestle? He's Dalton Rogue now. As far as I can tell, he does mostly just top talent at this point.
Yeah. Blake Cannon.
Yeah, he's an MPW guy.
Anderson Tyson Moore.
No idea.
Team Impact. Anderson Tyson Moore and Robbie Royce defeat Lumberjack Larry and Sean Martins in Manitoba in 2019. Cyanide. Who's Cyanide?
He's a PPW guy. Robbie Royce, that name's familiar. I think I've ran into him when I used to do Winnipeg spots.
Who's Sultan Singh?
That was a racist gimmick brought to you by MPW.
Oh. Okay. Chris Summers and Kevin O'Doyle.
Kevin O'Doyle, he is a CWE guy. He has O'Doyle rules tattooed on his arms.
Oh, Lord.
People used to make jokes because him and Davey O'Doyle, same name. They're like, oh, are you guys related? And just try and get under Davey's skin a little bit.
Dewey Robson. Why does that name sound familiar to me? Dewey Robson.
Because you asked about it like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Who's Kevin Cannon?
Are
you making fun of me? Listen, bitch. You should know who I am. Dustin has a fun fact. In Winnipeg, Kenny Omega lived 3 blocks from me and worked at the IGA. Look at that.
Ooh.
It's a small world.
That's wild. Another fun Kenny Omega story. You should talk to Daddy Dean Richter at the next show. He helped train Kenny Omega.
Really? I like Dean a lot.
But they did work together. Actually, Dean Richter, I believe, worked on a show with either separately or together. I know he's been on shows with Kenny Omega when he was out in Winnipeg. Also worked a show with Eddie Guerrero.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that like his indie run in between his WWE?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. You should get Daddy Dean on here one time. He's been around and seen some shit.
He's probably got some stories to tell.
Yeah.
For sure. I just assume everybody in that locker room doesn't like me.
Well,
I
that's
just assume that everybody doesn't like me.
False, Boris. You're the greatest.
Oh, look now, Chris Statlander and Tony Storm are battling it out. And here comes security, who are not professional wrestlers of any kind, to separate them. Meanwhile, Darby Allin is belting the Great Yuta, as I call him. I want that to catch on because I think it'd be fabulous.
Solid. With Pac coming back, to get a little AEW talk sprinkled in here.
Oh, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Say his name and he appears.
Boo.
I believe in Pac.
Do you think Yuta is going to get excommunicated now that Garcia's in and Pac is back?
No, Yuta's too much of a heat magnet right now.
That's fair. No, that's fair. The fuck you Yuta chants for no reason are just tremendous.
Oh, here comes John Moxley with a microphone because we have to have a Death Rider beatdown at least once on every show.
So these two basically had an I Quit match with the coffin match. What is left to do? Like, is Mox going to come down and like the finish comes when one of them blows the other one away with a gun? Like,
who's Davey Disaster?
Davey Disaster, Can-Am PW or Can-Am MPW guy.
Oh, Mentalo. I remember Mentalo being really good. Is he still really
Mentalo
good?
Is tremendous. Yeah, he still works.
I haven't seen him work in person in a long time. I remember him being really good. Who's Seth Cassidy?
No idea.
Jeremy Prophet and Carl Jepsen.
Jeremy Prophet. He works out east somewhere. Actually, he did when AEW their pay-per-view in Toronto. He was an extra. He was one of the guys wearing one of Mercedes Monet's belts.
Okay. Is Cash the same dude that used to run High Impact?
Yes.
KSH Cash? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did all of 2 shows with them when I didn't know things were going dissolve the way they did. And I worked like their 2 last shows with them.
Did you work with Vince Austin a lot?
So he was in
CWC. And I were talking about him a decent amount at that first TNA night because it was, I think, 1 year to the day of his passing.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, that is where I met Vince Austin. He was in MPW as a manager, Colonel Vince Austin, being a rich Texas oil man. And because Massive Damage wouldn't let him wrestle, said he was like a health risk, wouldn't let him wrestle. And then he came and did CWC spots managing a stable called the Stud Stable. And I got the chance I was like part of Team CWC against the Stud Stable, so I got the chance to talk to him lots. And he's one of the first guys that wasn't a homebred CWC guy to actually like, hey, brother, like, you're doing good stuff. Here's some pointers. Here's what you're doing right. He was kind of one of the first not our guys to give me a shot, to have any confidence in me. And he actually helped me build up enough confidence to reach out beyond CWC. Nice. I got nothing but love for Vince Austin. And yeah, losing him, that was a really, really tough one for the wrestling community, because he was crazy man, but so valuable and always had good things to say, always supported, loved a good gimmick. He's just solid man.
Right on. All right, that's going to bring an end to the Wednesday Night Love episode of the AEW Dynamite Watchalong. Jack, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. This was a lot of fun to just,
this is a blast, man.
BS around and talk about stuff. I'm going to rattle off some things super, super quick before we get out of here, because I have to go to bed because I got to work the shoot job tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a double down at the shoot job. Friday night, it is LPW number 41. All Killer at the Rec Room in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Tickets are available right now online at Tixter.com. I believe there will be a handful of them left at the door as well. If you are not in the Edmonton area and cannot be with us live, you can watch live and follow along on IWTV at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. Pardon me. You will see Mr. Jack in his first match in a year. Very exciting times. Also, tomorrow night, you can see Shikak Barshabaz try to spell the greatest $10 you can spend in your life. Saturday Night Live will be back. We've changed courses a little bit. We're going to talk wrestling conspiracy theories. I'm going to make a list of every ridiculous one that I can find, and we're going to talk about it. I believe Keiichi Matsunaga is going to join us. I love me some Keiichi.
Yeah, tremendous.
And of course, on November the 14th, Love Wrestling presents Big Bad Boris' 40-hour X-Stream. I'll be streaming live on Twitch for 40 hours straight to raise money for the Edmonton chapter of the Canadian Mental Health Association, including the CWC flashback starring Jack Pride at whatever time that we can manage to book you on that. Thank you so much, Mr. Pride. Are you going to be in the building tomorrow night or no?
Not tomorrow, no.
Okay, screw you. I didn't want to hang out with you anyway. I will talk to you on Friday. Thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun. And we will talk to you guys all on Saturday. Peace. Good evening. Good evening. It's time for AEW Watch Along with Boris. Da, 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 da.
If you need a